Hi girls and guys, so today I'm going to be showing you this one right here. So that's what these are. They're really pretty, and so it's a reverse decal. So let's see if you can see it a little bit better. How about there? Awesome. Okay, so we're going to be doing that, and I'm going to use, you can do polishes if you want, and you can do whatever colors that you want. And I started out with a white base, but it doesn't really matter on this because this is a full, unless your nail's like, super giant. This one is a bigger one, by the way. I'm going to be using my clear jelly stamper, My Big Bling. It's been well used, as you could probably see, and then some acrylic paints. But first I'm going to go ahead and stamp this in black, and I will put all the names of all the things that I use in the information box for you to see. Oh, by the way, this is the plate I'm using. It's actually one of my first plates. I still love it. It's still one of my favorites. And we're using this image right here. And this is, I'll put it in the information box as well, but it is BPL024. So we're going to go ahead and let me get this stamped on here. Now you can do this if you have a mat, and you can do it on a mat if that's easier for you, if that's your preference, or you can do it on a stamper. Today I'm doing it on a stamper. So I'm just going to scrape, see if you can see, scrape and roll. I'm taking off the excess that I don't want or need off of it, and that's what it looks like. I love this image, it's so beautiful. So we're going to go now. If you wanted to right now, you could put a coat of Bundle Monster, or if you're really careful, Wet and Wild, if you feel more comfortable doing it that way. I'm not going to, so keep your nails crossed for me that I don't mess it up, just to save a little bit of time and drying time. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just using acrylic paints, different colors, and I'll put the names of these. I think mostly what I use is Apple Barrel and the Delta Ceram Coat. Oh wait, I do have one in the Accent brand. But anyway, I'm going to start out with this kind of a apple green apple color. And I'm going to do these ferny type leaves in this, at least mostly in this. And you can use a dotting tool if you prefer. I kind of do both really at different times, but probably more than not I use a brush. That's just my preference. And get it covered as well as you can. I mean, it doesn't have to be, completely exact, although you do want to get it covered pretty good, because otherwise you'll get holes in it. And I think I need to wash this with Dawn soap again, the stamper, because it seems like it has a little bit of a oily residue or something on here, so this paint's not really wanting to stick all that super great. So I may end up with a couple holes, but that's okay. It'll still be great. So there's the apple green on those leaves, and I think there's a little bit more up at the top of some of the fern leaves that I'm gonna, just kind of go over it too. Get it as close as you can. Depends on how picky you are. I kind of lean up towards the picky side, but sometimes you just got to let go of that. So, and I just have my little cup of water. Okay, so we're going to go to, it's kind of a little bit towards the blue teal side, but anyway, it's a really pretty color. And that's what I'm going to do with the other leaves, the other type of leaves that's on here. So that's those ones that I'm doing right now. They're a little more roundy-ish, more typical leaf shape. So just filling those in, cover it the best you can, try and make sure there's no holes if you can help it. Do it all the way up to whatever your next image is. And if you haven't done this before, it just takes a little practice, but the results are awesome. Just really beautiful. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit more down. There's another couple roundy leaves over here. And I'm going to check. So you can look on your opposite sides. You can see if you got any holes or not. You can be checking it while you're doing it. And of course I have a little spot or two I'm going to fill in. And I'm not going to worry about it being exactly perfect right now. I'm just trying to give you the idea of how to do it and not take hopefully too much time doing that. Okay, so that's it. Those are good. And now we're going to do our flowers. And I did one in light pink and one in kind of a raspberry pink. So I think we're going to go ahead and do the light one first. And so I'm going to do the bottom one in the light pink. Just kind of covering those petals good, best you can. And there's a little stamen in the middle on this image. And you can use a different image. There's lots of tropical images and plates out there, especially that have hibiscus, you know, flowers on them. But this is just the one I used. I'm just trying to get it the best I can. Just kind of cover it up. I know I'm actually not being as picky as I usually am, which I should calm down and do a better job. Okay. I mean, it looks kind of like a mess on this side, but it looks a lot better, you know, on how it's going to be. And so I'm going to do that darker one. And, you know, you won't be on a time clock like I am, so that, you know, it's a lot more fun that way, and, you know, easier to get it just right. So now I'm doing the top flower, but you can do it however you want. This is how I'm doing it. And actually I alternated them as far as on my nails. So, you know, every other one, the raspberry one was up, and every other one, the raspberry one was down. So sometimes, as far as using a brush, detail brush, or using, you know, dotting tool, some people, I think it's what you get used to. Some people are faster with a dotting tool and vice versa. I think it's easier for me to be a little more on the gentle side with a brush. A little more detailish and a little more gentle, I think, is what I found for me. But it just depends a lot on what the image is, too, you know. I'm trying to fill in some of the holes now that I've got. And part of it is my stamper's not really cooperating. It's got like a little, I don't know, it seems like it has a little oily residue or something on it today. So I haven't been doing these reverse decals as much as I used to, so I'm a little rusty, but I just love them, and like I said, the results are beautiful. So I'm going to put just a little bit of yellow, just, you know, where the stamen is. Just dab a little bit in there, just kind of like that. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Just try not to leave any, you know, empty holes is the biggest thing. All right, so now we just need this to dry a little bit. Let me check and see if I have any holes. I do have one right there in the pink, so let me see if I can get that real quick. And yeah, it's a little bit, it's almost like a, you know, like an air hole or whatever. All right, that's good enough. So now, like I said, we need to let it kind of dry a little bit. So I'm going to use my blow dryer and see if I can hurry it up a little bit. Now, when you've taken as much, you know, take longer, whatever, and your image has dried on the stamper, sometimes you'll mess it up if you try to stamp it on, or you can't get it to come off, or, you know, whatever. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can, you know, if you're really careful, you can put some, actually I'm going to do this probably anyway, which is I'm going to go ahead and cover it. Now some people I guess don't or don't have to, but I'm going to go ahead and do a coat of Wet n Wild. Just kind of float it over carefully so it makes kind of a rectangle, you know, over it. I'm just going to kind of go like that, so that I'm hoping it will help protect it a little bit, so when I go to transfer this on the nail, you know, that it protects my decal a little bit. So I don't want to overdo it because it's going to have to dry. And okay, so we'll do that, and then I'm going to blow dry that a little bit more. This part is the time-consuming part, I would say, but still not too bad, especially if you're not having to be in a rush or anything. It makes it nice. But you do want to get this, dry enough. And then the other thing I'm going to do is, since, say, it's too dry to take, you don't know if it's going to come off on the nail, if it is or if it isn't, then you can use some of this. There's different brands that you can use, but this is really pretty inexpensive. You can get at Dollar Tree. It's LA Colors. It's called Base Coat Top Coat. And you put just a coat of this over it. And then this helps if your decal's already dry and you need to get it to transfer on the nail. And otherwise it wouldn't. So this is a little handy trick that I do. And then I blow dry this too, or leave it a few minutes if you have time to do that. You want this to be not too dry. You want it to still be tacky, a little bit tacky, but you don't want it to be wet, so that when you you don't want either one of these to be like wet, because then when you go to transfer your decal, it'll smush or tear, and mess it up and ruin it, which is the pits. So, okay, so let me check this and see where we're at. So I think we're okay. It's a little tacky. Okay, and so now we're going to go ahead and transfer our image onto our nail and just kind of line it up how you want it to come off on there. I just go straight down, and then I kind of roll to one side to get it on there carefully, and then the other side, and if you have to go back again, you can. So, and then always there's like those little, especially when you do like, a coat of Wet n Wild or whatever, like these little skins, like whatever things on the edge. So I just lightly kind of tap those in. And so there's our image, and so now it would be time to put a top coat. So if you're going to use regular polish, I would go ahead and use like Bundle Monster. Why did I do that? Oh well, that's okay. It's still fine. So anyway, I would do don't do what I just did. Do Bundle Monster over it, and then put your regular, quick dry, whatever you put on, so that it doesn't mess up your, little ink lines, your stamping polish lines. Or you can do gel, and which is what I actually did on this one. I just put a coat of No White gel on it. Looks really pretty. It kind of makes it pop, a lot more then. And so I think I'm just going to put some Bundle Monster on this one. If I can find where I put it at. I actually need to get my new bottle out that I ordered from What's Up, because the one I have is getting pretty empty because I use it so much. I love it. So anyway, so let me see if I got enough in here. I can go ahead and float this over here. So just like that. Okay. And maybe a teeny more right through here. There we go. See, so it looks pretty. The top coat really brings it out. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and click on the bell icon so that you will get a notice when my next new video comes out, which is really soon. So this, by the way, was my hashtag Hawaiian shirt Mani Friday that I'm doing every Friday, and I think I'm going to do another one. In fact, I think I'm going to do a tutorial on this one too, because I had a couple gals that liked it. So anyway, thank you very much. Have a great week. Bye.